Tonight on News 13.
The Luzerne County District Attorney announces whether or not the fatal shooting of Jonathan Garay by police was justified.
A possible tax increase for all of Luzerne County, how it will affect our area and beyond. I'll have that story.
The Pennsylvania WIC program says they are business as usual, but News 13 finds out otherwise. I'll have that story.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Kathy Bazinski. It's been a turbulent 10 days since the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Jonathan Garay of Hazleton by a Hazleton police officer. The incident resulted in a backlash of protest about police brutality and has deeply divided the greater Hazleton community. Well, late this afternoon, Luzerne County District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis announced whether or not the shooting was justified. Matthew Petrillo is live at the Hazleton State Police Barracks to tell us what she said. Matthew?
Kathy, the district attorney announced at a packed news conference that the shooting of Jonathan Garay by a Hazleton police officer was justified.
Limited video footage, statements of witnesses, autopsy information, and reports of investigators. It is clear that the shooting itself in this instant case is justified.
District Attorney Stephanie Salavantis revealed that based on the evidence, the Hazleton police officer had adequate reason to open fire on 26-year-old Jonathan Garay on the back porch of his home. State police say that an officer followed Garay to his home on Alter Street the morning of October 5th, after an incident about a block away. Police say when he confronted him and spotted a gun, which fell to the floor, the officer then stepped on it. A second officer then arrived. Garay then attempted to grab the gun 2 times, got it, and turned it toward police. That's when an officer opened fire, first striking him in the cheeks, then in the upper leg. Garay then stumbled into the home's kitchen. He was taken by ambulance to the Hazleton General Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The DA acknowledged talk of threats to Hazleton police in retribution for Garay's death, and she says the city is on guard.
There have been rumors of potential threats towards Hazleton Police Department, and we are taking all of those threats very seriously at this time. We are doing everything in our power to make sure that there is enough police presence on the streets to protect the community.
The district attorney said the officer who shot Garay remains on leave. She acknowledged that that threats have been made against his life, but she says that he is excited to come back to active duty. Now, the family of Jonathan Garay was invited to today's news conference. They declined under the advice of their attorney. Reporting live from State Police Barracks, Matthew Petrillo for News 13.
Thank you, Matthew. The Garay shooting has not only polarized the greater Hazleton community, it also took the 2 officers involved in the shooting off the streets. Last night, Hazleton's chief met with Crime Watch members for the first time since that incident. As Samantha Galvez tells us, there was plenty to talk about.
They're an extra set of eyes and ears for the police.
They become the lifeline for the police department. They get us information, cannot be everywhere.
Crime watchers everywhere have made a huge impact on increasing safety in the community, but for some people, it's still not enough.
We don't have enough police officers to effectively police the city.
But not everyone feels the city has taken a turn for the worse. Vice President of the Northeast Hazleton Crime Watch, Ville-Marie Buddy, has a different message to take away from the meeting. She says it was an opportunity for residents to know what's going on and what's happening in the town to make things better for everyone.
Where is it that the help is needed, and how it's needed, and what ideas we can give the chief to help out the police department to be able to, be that extra pair of eyes and ears for them.
One way Buddy plans to accomplish this is by getting all crime watchers to work together and be in sync with what's going on in the area. Buddy also explains the importance of understanding gangs, drugs, and other types of violence.
To let them know, the things that are going on, what they should watch for, how they should watch for it. And not only that, to bridge that gap that's in the community right now.
The gap she's referring to is between people of different races in the community.
I want to be able to be the one to bridge that gap, bring everybody together to understand that, there's good and bad in everyone.
Ultimately, Buddy says there's only one thing that will fix this problem, and that's working together as a community.
And it's important for everybody to unite, because there's where the power is. When we all come together, we can all bring ideas and suggestions and bring it, whether it be to the city of Hazleton or just as together as a group, us, and start doing other things, other events that may be needed in the community.
Samantha Galvez, News 13, Hazleton.
Drug-related DUIs are on the rise across Luzerne County, and today law enforcement officers took part in a special class to help them detect drug-impaired drivers. A RIDE, or Advanced Roadside Impaired Driving Enforcement Training, was held at Luzerne County Community College's Public Safety Training Institute today for police from all across northeastern Pennsylvania as well as New York State. Drug enforcement specialists gave presentations to help bring officers up to date on new drug-related topics. The officers also had a chance to practice DUI testing during the class. Last year, over 50,000 people were driving under the influence and nearly 30,000 were drugged while driving, so it's important for officers to learn the difference.
And there are a number of things that we can find by looking at the eyes to determine impairment, whether your eyes react, if have direct light into the eyes, whether they react properly or if they're slow or they don't react at all, pupil size, marked reddening of the conjunctiva, if that's an indication that drugs are on board. A number of other things in the eyes. Sometimes the pupils will pulsate, and so we focus a great deal on the eyes.
Several Luzerne County Assistant DAs also attended the class to help officers better prepare for speaking at trial. Well, taxpayers in Luzerne County can expect a hefty tax increase if the budget proposed by the county manager is approved. As Christina Papa explains, county council members as well as taxpayers don't want to pay up and are on the defense.
Recent release of the 2014 Luzerne County budget isn't sitting well with County Council member Rick Morelli.
We have a big hole. I'm just surprised that we're finding out about this now, today, when we had all year to be somewhat informed.
County Manager Robert Lawton's released 2014 budget for Luzerne County includes possible layoffs and an 8% property tax increase. It's the highest tax increase allowed by the county's home rule charter.
And throughout the year, we've been hearing all good things that were on budget and things are going well. So I'm very surprised to see this 8% tax increase.
Even with the tax hike, the county has a $2.8 million spending gap in its $127 million general fund budget for 2014. Morelli says if the unions don't come back with some concessions this year to help save the county money, there could be at least 100 layoffs between management and unions, which could affect the services provided to the county members.
This tax increase will affect the elderly here in Greater Hazleton, and some say they don't know if they'll be able to afford it.
It's hard for everybody. I wasn't born a millionaire. What can you do? You can't fight it.
Eleanor Middleton isn't the only senior who pays for her home in Hazleton on a fixed income.
Medicine and doctor bills and repairs on your house.
With other expenses taking precedence over tax payments, seniors here at Hazleton's Active Adult Center say they'll have to re-budget to accommodate the change.
Probably give up some things like traveling or going on visits or sightseeing.
With the possible tax increase looming over the county, Morelli is calling the council back to the drawing board.
Those are the tough decisions that the council is going to come back with and have to analyze and see, do we want to turn it back to the taxpayers or do we want to slowly get back on track here? So it's tough.
The final budget is due December 15th. Christina Papa, News 13, Hazleton.
Hi, my name is Donna Palermo. I'm president of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce, and today I would like to talk about Chambers of Commerce Month. Governor Corbett has initiated October as Chambers of Commerce Month, and in conjunction with that, our chamber is hosting a multitude of different events held in October. Naturally, all of our events are geared to helping our local businesses, our chamber members, and we do this through several different avenues. And some are, we hold seminars for our members. This month we will be recognizing our award winners of our Business and Community Awards. We will be conducting our Taste of Greater Hazleton. We'll have a red carpet breakfast program. All of our events and mixers and networking events are always geared towards helping our local businesses succeed here in the Greater Hazleton area.
Still ahead on News 13 now, we'll have some showers for a spell, but they won't last long. Then it's back to some really lovely fall conditions. We'll tell you about them in News 13 weather. And then, could the federal budget standoff be near an end? Until it is, lots of people in our region still impacted by the shutdown. We'll show you how, just ahead on News 13 now.
You're watching News 13 now, local and loving it. You're watching News 13 now on SSP TV. Brought to you by Samson Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
We could be nearing the end of the 3-week-long federal shutdown. Just after noon today, leaders of both parties in the Senate reached final agreement on a deal to reopen the government and allow it to borrow money until February. Republicans who had tried to tie the reopening of the government to gutting President Obama's health care law also promised not to delay a final vote. Other than that, Republicans didn't really make any other budget concessions. Under the agreement, which could be voted on tonight, the government would be funded through January 15th, and the federal debt ceiling, which allows the government to borrow money, would be raised until February 7th. Well, even though compromise may be at hand, many people are still grappling with the effects of the government shutdown. While the WIC program, which helps low-income women and their children, is still open, Matthew Petrillo tells us some women who need their services still can't get them.
Every Wednesday, the Hometown Farmers Market brings local produce right to people. There are dozens of vendors and hundreds of attendees. Farmers like Betty Bitterman says people like buying local because they like to know where their food comes from. And she should know. She's been selling produce here for more than 30 years.
About 8 years old when Dad started bringing me along.
Like a handful of other vendors, her stand accepts WIC, or Women, Infants, and Children. The program provides food assistance to pregnant and low-income women.
You can buy just about anything that's not processed, or like eggs or fresh raw cider.
Because of the government shutdown, the program was expected to operate only until the end of September. But the U.S. Department of Agriculture was able to find money to cover the cost for the remainder of October. Pennsylvania Department of Health Secretary Michael Wolf says WIC is business as usual. He was unavailable for an interview, but in a statement said the Pennsylvania WIC program is operating as it normally does at this time, despite the federal shutdown. All local WIC offices are currently open and are continuing to provide vital services to the families and individuals who depend on them in the Commonwealth. But News 13 found at least one person who says her daughter needs to enroll in the program, but WIC won't let her. She says WIC isn't even allowing appointments with women, like her daughter, because of the shutdown.
We're okay as far as financially, but there are some people that are not and can't get the proper nutrition, so it is important for the mother and the baby.
The government shutdown isn't just affecting those who rely on WIC for food. Some vendors say they worry how that could affect their businesses.
And maybe those people won't even come to the farmers market to buy at all. They'll just go to a store where they can use their food stamps or anything else that they have.
Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Hometown.
Time now for News 13 weather.
And in tonight's weather shot, we're local and loving it in downtown Tamaqua with a great close-up of the big engine that sits right by the train station. As you may recall, there used to be a big smiley face on the front, but it was recently repainted to its original condition. Checking the National Weather Service radar, you got it. Showers, a couple of downpours moving through the region, but they shouldn't be too serious and aren't going to last too long. And then we get back to some nice fall weather once again. And here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. First for Greater Hazleton for tonight. It'll be cloudy with a chance of showers toward morning, a low around 54 degrees. Then for Thursday, chance of early morning showers and then partly sunny with a high up to 61. Showers likely during the overnight with a low around 47. For Friday, a chance of morning showers and mostly sunny with a high up to 59. Partly cloudy and chilly at night, though, with a low around 38. Saturday, partly sunny, a high of 57. Overnight low, again, down to 39 degrees. And then for Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 56 degrees. Heading on over to Schuylkill County for tonight, a chance of showers starting in the evening, then continuing right into the overnight with a low around 54. Then for Thursday, partly sunny, chance of afternoon showers, high up to 67. Showers will be likely during the overnight with a low down to 48 degrees. For Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 61 degrees and a low around 44. And Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 59, the overnight low around 40. And Sunday, mostly sunny, not too bad, with a high near 57 degrees. And let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily, 766. The big 4, 2788. Quinto, 17493. And the treasure hunt, 11, 12, 16, 19, 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy 37th anniversary to Vicky Fritz. This wish comes with love from your husband, Jeff. Tonight's Talk of the Town report: an Arts and Music Fest will be held Saturday, October 19th at the Freeland Event Center from 2 to 10 p.m. Join in the fun, discover beautiful art, and listen to great music all day. For more information, please contact connect@michaelbarata.com. And finally, Christ Lutheran Church will be holding an Apple Fest on Saturday, October 19th from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. We'll be having a Trash to Treasure flea market and antique sale, crafts, tricky trays, quilt raffle, baked goods, and apple pies and dumplings. For more information, please give them a call, 570-788-4219. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Helen Makovic of Nesquehoning. Funeral will be held Thursday at 9:30 a.m. from the Joseph S. Blazowski Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Dolores O. Thomas of West Hazelton. Services will be announced by the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. William Butch Shickley of Latimer Mines. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Thomas J. Bulliano Jr. of West Hazelton. Mass is Friday at 10 a.m. in the St. John Bosco Church. The Firo Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Priscilla H. DiSpirito of West Hazelton. Funeral is Friday at 9:30 a.m. from the Hazel Chapel of the Cropton Hughes Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. Virginia U. Hollick McBride of Frackville. Services will be held at the convenience of the family from the Louis D. Truskowski Funeral Home. Harold G. Chico Hazo of Mahanoy City. Funeral is Friday at 10 a.m. from the David D. Jarrett Funeral Home. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. and Friday from 9 to 10 a.m. And Alvera A. Scarlato of Klein Township. Funeral is Saturday at 10:30 a.m. from the Damiano Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazelton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And also brought to you tonight by Leonard's Fine Dining, 615 East Broad Street in Hazelton. In your time of need, let Leonard's help you plan a funeral, brunch, or luncheon. Call 570-501-9600.
This is News 13 Sports.
Spectacular day yesterday for the Wyoming Valley Conference coaches meet for cross country. Of course, what you're looking at here, teams and individuals. They keep the standings for both. And we're hoping to see one of the Cougars cross the finish line first, or one of the teams, particularly the girls team. Well, it didn't quite happen that way. Let's look at the results, starting with the girls team. We knew it would possibly be a match between Hazelton and Dallas. Well, Dallas ran away with it. If you take a look, Hazelton area was second, tied for second as a matter of fact, but we got to be honest, a distant second. Dallas ran away with the field, as you see. Remember, cross-country low score wins Dallas 29, leading the pack. Hazelton and Tunkhannock with the 91. You see the rest of the field. As far as individual, well, we know Nicole Burley, one of the top runners in the conference. She crossed the tape in under 20 minutes, but that was only good enough for fourth place. You can see she ran a 19:34, not too shabby at all for 3.1 mile. And Hazelton settles for second place team-wise. On the boys' side, the Cougars were back in fourth place behind Berwick, Tunkhannock, and there's that Dallas team again. They finished first on the boys' side, so they swept the team championship boys and girls. Top finisher among the Cougar runners, well, that would be Andrew Myers. Did it in just over 17 minutes. They'll now take a week's respite, and then it'll be the PIAA District 2 Championships. Field hockey, little tune-up game for the Hazelton area Lady Cougars, and they had no problem running away with Southern Columbia. The old hat trick for Selena Garzio, 3 goals for her. They are off until they'll meet the Wyoming Area Warriors, as a matter of fact, on Friday to close out the regular season. Good news for the Lady Cougars. The seeds are out. They're the number 2 seed in AAA. That means a home game for the very first time in the history of field hockey in Hazelton area in the District 2 playoffs. Volleyball, Schuylkill League championships yesterday. Surprise, surprise. The Marion Phillies, straight set winners over Pine Grove. So what that means, they will play the winner of that Pottsville-Halifax game, which was the Lady Tide. So it's Pottsville, Marion. That'll be tomorrow. So I still like the Phillies. And sorry about that in Pottsville. That's a great team that Dr. John Falbell has. Anyhow, here's our lineup for today. The Schuylkill League meet, that's going on today at Tuscarora State Park. So we'll see the results of that tomorrow. Boys soccer, Holy Redeemer is at Harmon Guy Stadium for senior night. That's a 6:15 start. Weatherly at MMI and North Schuylkill Lords Regional. Volleyball, Lady Cougars are up at Pittston, MMI home at Lake Lehman, and Monoy and Shamokin in the Schuylkill League. You just get the feeling that the Boston Red Sox are a team of destiny. You've seen it all year long, and now this ALCS, after what happened on Sunday night at Fenway, and then last night, the Red Sox managed just 4 hits, but one of them was a Mike Napoli home run on a full count in the 7th inning. It's the one bad pitch Justin Verlander made all day, and it comes back to be the difference maker. Red Sox take a 2-1 lead with the 1-0 win out at Comerica. Meanwhile, the Dodgers got doubled up by the Cardinals, and the Cardinals have the 3-1 lead in that one. You got double dip action today. You got Red Sox Tigers at the nightcap, St. Louis and the Dodgers. This could be the deciding game if the Cardinals win. The National Hockey League Rangers skating down in the nation's capital. I guess the arena is not one of those places shut down for government service, huh?
Tonight's sports is brought to you by Mountain Speedway. Here's a look at some of the action. October 26th is the Halloween Screamer Edition Enduros, featuring 150 laps for the 4-cylinders and 150 laps for the 6 and 8 cylinders with double points. Pits open at 11, grandstands open at noon, and the racing will begin at 1. Admission is just $10, and children 10 and under get in for free. Visit them online at mountainspeedway.com or call them at 570-384-3215 for all the information at the exciting races down at Mountain Speedway.
Well, there's a perfect opportunity for you to stay local and celebrate with art and music. And Michael Barata is the organizer of another event. It's a community party coming up, and we're so excited about it, drawing a lot of awareness to the arts and to music.
Indeed, indeed. This is our 4th Project Shine event. We've had some art parties in the past. This time we've kind of taken it a little bit bigger. We have close to about 20 artists. We also have 4 live bands this time. We're featuring a local vendor from the Cunningham area. Cunningham Brewing Company is going to be our beer vendor. We also have food at this event as well. And this can all be experienced at the Freeland Event Center in Freeland, PA, 526 Fern Street. It's on the corner of South and Fern. And we're really super excited about this. We're trying to bring awareness to the beautiful artists and talented people that we have in and around the area. We've got a lot of artists that are local, but we've got them as far away as Allentown, but we've also got them north in Wilkes-Barre as well. And I think using art and music to kind of bring people together and kind of build that sense of community around something that's fun, something that's joyous, will hopefully then spread out and permeate throughout the community.
This is a great event because it encompasses children as well. And really our children and our youth should be exposed to different culture.
I agree. That's an excellent point. And this event it's a $10 donation at the door to get in, but kids 12 and under are free. And what you said is exactly right. I think what we need to do is kind of shift our focus a little bit to the youth of our area to let them know that the gifts and talents that you have, we want you to share them with us. So this is an opportunity for hopefully kids to come out and get inspired by what artists are doing right here in their own backyard. They have an excellent opportunity to meet artists and musicians and to hopefully tap into their own talents and passions.
So artists and musicians and businesses are coming together to support the Art and Music Festival. It's going on when?
This is happening Saturday, October 19th from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. And I'm glad you brought up the business aspect of it because we also do have some great sponsors that are helping us to actually put on this event. So we're very excited all the way around. It should be just an incredible, beautiful day. You can find us on the interweb at Go Project Shine, which would be Facebook/Go Project Shine. You can just search Project Shine and you'll see some posters and some advertising happening locally. So you can also, if you just connect with me as well at connect@michaelbarata.com, I'll be able to answer any questions that you'd like.
Firefighters need to keep themselves updated on fire safety training. And today they got hands-on experience with flames in a house fire simulator. Firefighters hose down the flames that are easily turned on and off by instructors who guide the firefighters through that blaze on the campus of Luzerne County Community College. It's part of the 2-day industrial training program for an industrial fire brigade held several times a year in Nanticoke. Luzerne County's simulated firehouse emulates different fire environments on first and second floors of a home. The firemen have the opportunity to operate real hoses and equipment just like they would in a real emergency.
Getting the live fire experience, which is much better in a controlled training environment such as this,
There's always 2 instructors with each crew at all times, and they always have the hands-on and from the experienced staff. And they get an opportunity to do fire attack, SCBA work in a somewhat safe environment, or actually it's a very safe environment from a training consideration. There's live fire and artificial smoke, and it can be shut off and cleaned out at any time should any problems arise.
And naturally, EMTs and other emergency personnel were also on the scene just in case there was a real emergency.